Hi everybody, it's Jenn from the Creath. Gonna lean back and relax for this video. February 8th, 2022. I'm trying to think about exactly how to title this video and what exactly I wanted to say, but one of the most inspirational quotes we always seem to hear is always believe in yourself. Even if nobody believes in you, believe in yourself. Okay, great. What happens if you believe in yourself a little bit too much? One of the worst things that ever happened to me is when I was 10 years old, I took a bunch of aptitude tests and I was labeled a child prodigy. This kid is going to be a genius. Send this kid to university to be an engineer and all this stuff. And because of that, I took on kind of a perfectionist attitude. I'm not happy unless everything's done exactly right. And it's been very tough for me to learn to live with disappointment, learn to live with failure, and it's been a challenge to learn how to set reasonable goals in life. I keep using the analogy of being a pro football coach because they say they're all perfectionists. You look at Bill Belichick in a press conference. He could win a football game 45-0. And he'll say, oh my God, we played terrible, we screwed up that play on defense, we fumbled the ball, we dropped a pass, and it's like, you just won the game 45-0, you should be happy. So, yeah. I made a decision in 2009. Well, I actually made a couple decisions in 2009. One, that I was going to transition from male to female. Two, that I was going to do it in Newfoundland and Labrador. And three, that I was going to stick around here in Newfoundland and Labrador, no matter what. Everyone said, no way, those are unrealistic. It's a very conservative-minded group of people out here, and it's not going to work. You're not going to be accepted. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose friends. And your life will be a living hell. I said, you know what, if there's one person in this world that can make this work, I know it's tough. Changing society, and changing society's attitude is tough. It takes a lot of moral suasion, a lot of activism, a lot of communication. Sometimes it takes legal action. And I still said, you know what, I can do this. Well, I lost the job. I think I've said that in every video I've posted. We all know that. I lost the job. And I haven't been able to get a job back. Well, insanity, what's that phrase? Is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. Not necessarily. Because when you're laying the groundwork for change and evolution, you do expect to get different results. I look across the world, I see all sorts of different type of minority groups, oppressed minority groups, reaching out, working hard, and they're achieving the change that they're looking for. Doing the same thing over does work. For me, I haven't seen the benefits personally from my activism, but I see other people doing activism, the same type of activism I was doing by myself 15 years ago. There's now several people right here in Newfoundland. Trans people are activisting, is that a word? Advocating, there you go. And some of them are doing well. They've overcome these hurdles. They're not losing their jobs. They're actually getting jobs, good jobs. There's actually one particular trans person I understand is earning 6 figures here in our province. So good for you. I know of a few others that are earning more than 50. That's annual salary. I'm not talking wage. I mean, yeah, I get it. Most of us are in that wage number. We don't even think about long-term job security. I'm not there yet, and I have to wonder, am I ever going to get there yet? There seems to be softening of the stance and more acceptance, but it's not necessarily for those that fit my description. Trans men seem to be getting more acceptance than trans women. The younger ones are getting more acceptance, the non-binary ones. It's me, the older, traditional transsexual, per se, are still facing the biggest challenges. I've burnt out. I can't do any more activism. And I can't survive under or unemployed anymore. I'm going to be in the bankruptcy court within the next month or two if things don't improve. Year after year. You go through these job interviews, you do well. Heck, I know how good I am from a employment perspective. I had a really good job, and I did it for 2.5 years. Ever since I became Jennifer. I don't sound like a broken record, but it's like the minorities in the coaching. Again, back to football. Why do we only have 2 black coaches in the NFL and 30 white coaches? Discrimination, that's why. I've had over 100 job interviews in the past 10 years. How many trans people have been at the management table interviewing me? None. Very few trans people are managers. Most of us are at the very bottom rung of whatever organization we can get to give us a job. Yeah, Newfoundland, we've got 2 municipal politicians, and that's good news. We're finally breaking through that ceiling. But I can't wait much longer. If I don't get a good job, I'm going to have to find a job somewhere else. And, I mean, yeah, I'm broke. I can't pay my credit card bills. You've seen the other videos. Yeah, I've got a couple boxes of football cards from the 1990s, but even if this is worth $50, I'll be lucky to get 20 for it on eBay because the market is shit. Do I sell all these hockey cards and football cards I've been collecting for my whole life for a fraction of what they're worth just to get about $2,000 or $3,000? Maybe I have to, because that's how much it costs to rent a moving van and drive it halfway across the country. But the time has come for me to make a major decision. If this last batch of job interviews does not produce a positive result for me, I am going to sell all these hockey cards, and I'm going to rent a moving van, and I'm going to get the fuck out of Newfoundland and Labrador, and I'm never going to fucking come back. I don't even know where I'm going to go. I'll probably stop in Halifax first. Sometimes looking for work is a little easier when you're actually there. Resumes, emails, Zooms come from away. I found out the hard way last week. When you live in Newfoundland and make it through the screening for job interview in a place like Yellowknife, you're a fish out of water, and so are they. I'm used to it here. I've been here 15 years. I've worked my butt off to try to fit in and establish a good life here. I figured most of the challenges I would face would be from the more conservative side of things, so I've focused a lot of effort on outreach and education. Sadly, the people who should be supporting me, those on the left, those within the LGBTQ community, well, they have not been there for me either. In fact, they've been worse. And that's very sad and disappointing. The fact that the St. John's Pride community over the years, and the NDP, and it hasn't worked. I just don't understand it. It is what it is. Maybe it's because I'm not a native Newfoundlander. We have this thing called the mainlander. You're not really one of us. Bottom line, 2 months, biggest decision of my life will be made. because we have term leases here, and I'd love to own a house. Don't have the money, not even for a down payment. So it's rent. I've been renting. Got a nice, really good landlord who puts up with me and is willing to accept that the rent is going to be late a few days every now and then. But I'm at the point where I can't even afford to continue to rent a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm going to be looking at downgrading. I've already canceled one of my cable packages, so I don't get the TV, the cable, whatever. It's just like internet and the telephone. I still have to have a telephone, but that might go next. I'm not used to this, and you got to survive. So, Newfoundland, anybody, my resume's out there. Just write Jennifer McCreath resume blogspot or LinkedIn. If you know anybody who's in senior management of either a government organization or a private sector organization that does government relations, please pass it on to them and say, look, we'd really like to keep Jennifer here. Jennifer really wants to stay here. She likes it here. But she's run out of time and run out of patience, and the insanity clause is about to expire. I think 15 years is enough time. I had a wake-up call. Had a chat with the CIBC collections and talked about loans and potentials and futures. They're like, we'd love to give you a loan, Jen, but we don't have a lot of confidence that you're going to find a good job. We see how it is out there. And that's frustrating. So, maybe I still believe in myself to do certain things, but making things work here, it isn't happening. And it will come to an end. March 31st is my lease date. Do I stay another year or do I go? And unless there's a better job, I will be going. So I could really use some assistance if it's not what you know, it's who you know. If there's a connection out there and you're looking for someone with some talent, I'm not just looking to collect a paycheck, I'm looking to work my butt off. I like it here. I want to make this place a better place. That's why I put my name on the ballot 4 times. But if it's just not going to change, I need to see some signs. Otherwise, it's time to play defense. We'll punt the football and we'll leave the game. We'll go play another sport. How's that? You can only lose so many games in a row before you're eliminated from playoff contention. And that's, in my case, playoff contention is a retirement. And I can't just keep playing games till I'm 90 years old. I'm 48, but I've got the knees of a 70-year-old. I've run so many marathons and played a lot of tennis. I can barely walk to work and back without being in extreme pain, and that's a problem. Because eventually I'm gonna wear out. I'm gonna be burnt out, where I can't even go to work. The job's great so far, the new job, but just getting to and from work, I'm not gonna be able to keep up this pace. Anyone who's ever seen our city, you know that you can't take a wheelchair from the outskirts to downtown because these are mountains. I'm going to move somewhere where they have flat streets and sidewalks. Saskatchewan, I know I joked one time that I was moving out there on April Fool's, but I am seriously going to give Saskatchewan a look. And I really hate to just move somewhere without a job. I'd love to find a job in advance. But I will move if I have to. I'm ready to make that step. And I've looked at Saskatchewan and British Columbia. Seem to be the best 2 options for me right now. And we're going to bite the bullet. So, Minister of Fisheries, if you're watching this, I just had a good job interview. Senior analyst, Government of Newfoundland Labrador, Department of Fisheries, Forestry and Aquaculture, 1-year contract, senior analyst. That job would be amazing. Even though I'd have to move to Corner Brook, I'd do it. I'd take that job. I've been shortlisted. I'm among the recommendable candidates. But he hasn't called me for my references yet. I fear I'm just being jerked around, and I'm going to be... Coincidentally, Jennifer, once again, the career bridesmaid, the silver medal. Someone else got the job, but you were number 2. However, you don't get the job. So, ironically, what was once an April Fool's joke is now a very serious reality. I could literally be posting a video on March 31st announcing to the world that I'm leaving Newfoundland and moving to Saskatchewan. Oh boy. Maybe I no longer believe in myself, and it's time to throw some faith out there. Saskatchewan, you've never let me down. I've never been there. You haven't had a chance to let me down yet. Well, maybe that's what we're going to do. Definitely won't be going to Yellowknife after that bad job interview experience. But Newfoundland, you got about 6 weeks left if you want to keep me here. Yeah, there it is. There's my video. If you can't believe in yourself, sometimes, here's another one from a long lost friend that I haven't talked to in years. Sometimes you have to redefine success in order to achieve success. Michael Jordan had enough basketball, so he said, I'm going to go play baseball. Maybe that's what I need to do here. Well, Newfoundland, you're running out of time. I really hope it works out, that I can stick around here a little longer, build a life for myself, and fulfill these goals and dreams that I've had for 15 years. But I'm running out of time. I'm getting old, and I need a good job now, and I need to start saving a nest egg for those retirement years, because they're getting closer and closer and closer. Thanks for watching, everyone, and if you have any ideas, I'd love to hear from you, because I'm literally out of ideas. Alright, have a good night, everyone.